Well, Brett, I think it's news that we expected was coming, not news that we were hoping was coming, but high school football, and football only for now, being moved to the spring, which raises all kinds of logistics. But first, let's just talk about your initial reaction when hearing that football was moved to the spring.
Well, everyone, I think, kind of thought once you saw all of college football at different levels and different conferences gone in the state of Michigan that eventually it was going to catch up to high school. It's the ripple effect that you don't want, but certainly disappointing. And you're going to have some seniors that are going to have maybe some tough decisions, especially kids that maybe are going on to the college ranks, already have that aspiration set, maybe have scholarships, and what happens to them. So there's a lot of question marks as we hear the news.
Well, let's get some reaction from some area coaches. Obviously an emotional day. How about Granville head coach Eric Stiegel talking to his team about the season being moved?
Number one, I want to make sure you have the right information. The right information is obviously we're not playing this fall, and that stinks because all of us love fall football. It's a part of, not only what we are, but it's a part of Granville. It's just a part of fall. It's a part of high school. And we're not going to have that this year.
The primary thing right now is getting these guys just to be in that mind frame of this is what we're dealt. It's not fair for them. It's not that. It doesn't mean that I agree or disagree with this decision the state made, but it just stinks for them right now. We're going to try to do everything we can to support them and get them back into a routine where they're going forward at something.
Right, any person that works in education or that is around teenagers right now, they're struggling. They're struggling mentally. They don't know what to think about their future. So I'm just worried about our kids now starting online for school, having no sports, and then they're at home just doing whatever. So I'm really worried about their mental state and what they will do and how they'll get on from this. This will be another thing for them to have to deal with.
All right, so all kinds of questions about playing football in the spring. I mean, it all has to start with a COVID-19 landscape. Where will we be with that pandemic come March? Then you have to talk about squeezing sports in, weather. I mean, so much comes to mind. What is your biggest concern about trying to play in the spring?
I think you look at it, and for this senior class, last year it was disappointing because they didn't get a spring season for seniors, and they didn't get to finish maybe some winter season as far as the postseason with hockey and basketball that we were covering for girls and boys. For this one, I think with condensed, you have to go back to just what this whole decision was made with the pandemic is health and safety, right? Because now you've got injuries to be concerned about. If you go as a basketball player from basketball season right into a football season, and maybe you play track or baseball on the backside of that, do you have to make a decision where your senior year you don't play one of those sports? Because what are we asking the athletes? And I know that the people that are making these decisions are trying to get full seasons in for kids. I totally understand that. But that's the first thing I think you talk about is you go from a health risk of why you're making this to now health and safety as far as on the other side. And we know injuries is always a big part of high school sports. Thus, they have protocol in place like concussion protocol.
Yeah, certainly a lot of questions will need to be answered moving forward, but what we do know, no football this fall.